Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and or good night, depending on where you are in the world today. Trying to get this working. This is the second attempt. For some reason, the first one didn't work. So hopefully, fingers crossed that we can be seen now. I'm going to very quickly unmute, and we'll get straight into waffling and stuff. And hopefully, it's working now. It looks.
I like waffles.
Looks better.
Insert waffle joke.
Also, as this the first one didn't work, welcome back to your Tuesday evening's entertainment. It is, of course, our New London by Night Vampire the Requiem 2nd edition chronicle, where we have a group of people playing kindred and trying to solve some suspiciously missing kindred in the city of New London. If anyone can confirm if we are currently actually live now, and
yeah, you're live, but it says session 3, so I don't know why that changed.
That's session 4 for me.
The link goes to a different one. I don't know why, but when I click the live thing,
right. Let me fix all the links, because they'll be showing that it's a calamity of annoyances. Right. I'll fix everything, guys. Don't you worry. It will.
Somebody stage YouTube.
Oh, that is weird. Live does go to the previous session.
Hang on.
Have you,
No, it doesn't.
Mr. Adonis? Have you read the rules on ghouls?
I read some of the rules on ghouls, but most of it's
very confusing.
the ghoul rules, you mean?
Yeah.
Thanks, Johnny.
Yep.
Right. The links in the Discord should all be accurate now. I'm now going to go in and fix all of the notes, because why would the notes be not fixed? Sorry, guys. This is usually a lot more professional than this.
Yeah,
we.
definitely. Yep.
Yep.
Professionalism is highly overrated.
Absolutely.
My professionalism stops with crayons.
We aspire here to be great professionals.
We actually got a really nice comment, which was basically saying, considering for you guys are such a small channel, the content's really, really good. Really top end. I was like, yeah.
And then you went and did this.
That now,
went right to your head.
I saw a nice one that said that they like our group dynamics, which is nice to hear.
There's been
some
really positive comments.
Yeah,
right?
we get compliments on the dynamics a lot. Yeah.
Right.
Because we're friends.
Like a dick.
We've been playing forever.
Friends.
I'm gonna delete the upcoming
acquaintances.
I've met you in real life.
D&D.
So I can't be a friend.
Hence the
allies.
Because acquaintance only pass by each other, meet each other if you want.
You got me a muffin. That counts.
So
Yeah,
what were you
that's fair.
wondering about on Ghoul's Lie?
As far as I can tell, as soon as you feed any human blood, they're essentially a ghoul.
No.
Because it doesn't explain it very well how the process goes, because there's different stages, but it doesn't say at what stage or anything about.
My understanding was that you needed to it involves vitae at some point. Wait, no, that's to make an actual vampire. Never mind.
Yeah. To make a vampire, you blow willpower, blow blood point after draining them like a Capri Sun pouch, and you're good. With ghouls, you just gotta feed them. They instantaneously learn Potence 1, and they can learn Fortitude 1, but they can never progress further. And they also have some access to their progenitors' powers. However, they're only
that's what I was trying to find.
Yeah, they're only actually useful to you when you take retainers.
They have the bonded thing. There's a chance for the blood bonds shenanigans to.
It just that's what I think
Funny phrase, blood bonds.
It is very confusing.
Okay.
But that's also the whole rulebook.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just important for my character, and I'm trying to like, kind of work out, and it's just very confusing.
Oh, you thinking about getting that co-ed?
What was her
My
name?
character's meant to be all about eventually building loads of gold and then turning them all into vampires, but it's kind of like...
Her name is pre-bonded 1 already.
Wasn't it Brooke? Is that right? Brooke Rich? Might have been Brooke.
What are you on about?
I don't know, but her name's going to be
student,
before long.
Right? Your flirty student.
Oh, the one that I got him to rip that out of the brain, so I didn't have to flirt with a 20-year-old Zhang. That one.
I can remove memories. I can't remove true love.
We also had a very helpful comment that sleep isn't quite. We didn't portray it quite accurately when we did the sleep thing before. The instruction it's like an instruction that they have to try and carry out. So they will follow. Like if you just tell them to go to sleep, the way it's supposed to, or the way the comment worded it was that they do their best to follow the action. So they'd be like, "Cool, yep, no worries. I'll go to bed and I'll try and sleep." But if they're not tired, then they can't physically like go to sleep. But they will try to carry out the action. It's not just like D&D sleep where they just fucking conk out.
So what you're saying is, instead, I should say you should act as if you were under the effects of total body paralysis.
Yeah, that works. Yep. Freeze.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because then she'll walk into a freezer.
Potentially, yeah. So there's a bit more nuance to it and stuff. So thank you for the assistance in the comments. It's appreciated. We are mostly a D&D crew trying to dabble with some other things here and there. And these games, the vampire games, the werewolf games, things like that, are fun and interesting and very much a learning experience for us. So we do appreciate the feedback.
Mind's Eye Theater did it that way, and they were also very D&D-esque.
It worked fine for the scene, and we're happy to have interpreted it that way, but just things like that going forward, just we can keep that in mind. So...
I'll carry around some chloroform.
There we
You
go.
just need to get yourself a little neuralizer, right? Slight amendment to that scene, by the way. I was researching it a bit further after our session, and yes, it was a technological device, but it would have sprayed a like a dust kind of thing into their system, as opposed to just be like a red light flash Men in Black style.
No, okay.
So just slightly. Imagine it more of like a spray, like, you know, look into this, and they that way, yeah, nebulizer type shit, rather than, I don't know if it's a nebulizer for something you'd spray into your eyes, but I know that's like asthmatic nebulizer, and that's gaseous. Anyway, I'm off on one. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a day. Right. So, last session. You guys, what did you get up to?
Mayhem.
Mayhem. General Mayhem.
Pretty much.
Captain Mayhem.
It was a boys' night.
It was a boys' night. The girls were there in spirit.
Yes.
But
Yes, they were.
but not there in person. Although Tato did jump on to listen to the chats towards the end. So, very quick rundown of what happened last session. You, and feel free to correct me if I've missed anything important here, but after fixing up some rituals, paying your rent and whatnot, you met up at La Boheme, which seems to be the standard. You seem to have done that for the last couple of sessions, but that's fine. You checked up on Marcella, who is your hacker slash fellow tutor at the university, made sure that things were fine, and on the grounds that you were paying for her stay, she was happy to stay there for a little bit longer. You then decided that it was time to head over to the Ebon Veil to meet up with Victor. Victor wasn't there, and the
Sorry.
it's like, what?
That one.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely didn't meet up with http://www.youtube.com.
I hit Control V instead of Control B. Leave me alone.
He eventually
He's
turned up.
there.
The club seems very pretentious, full of very pretty people, at least outwardly beautiful people. Lots of models, dancers, escorty type vibes going on at the place, and it was very much a kindred establishment, not a like a mixed pub kind of club. Victor arrived eventually. He had a very attractive man and woman on either arm. He waved them off and sat down to discuss matters with you lot. After some back and forth and investigating on the security tapes, he confirmed that basically people come and go all the time, but that there was nobody matching the descriptions of the lady, which is essentially the only lead that you had because you didn't know who had gone missing. The Roth lady, Millie or Christie, are the names you have so far. She definitely was not there at any point in the last month, 2 months. However, he did recall that there was some suspicious activity about 2 weeks ago over at the uni where there was a vampire stalking some students, but he assumed that it had been, air quotes, handled, as he hadn't heard anything further. This prompted you to head over. Professor Thompson works at the uni, does night classes, used your contacts to gain access to the security footage, and indeed saw footage of a kindred being essentially taken out with a silent pistol and bundled into the back of a van by 4 individuals, one of which definitely fits the visual description of this Miss Roth character. There was a group of students nearby, and they didn't seem to react to the scene at all. And luckily, one of the students that was there was also in the night class that Professor Thompson runs. So you decided to do an impromptu guest lecture about something that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it had religious connotations. So we had some very, very interesting back and forth. And then after the class, the student in question, who I believe, I want to say her name was Brooke Rich. Rings a bell. Miss Rich.
It's
Yeah.
AA Ron.
No, not AA.
That's good.
She came over to Professor Thompson towards the end, after the class, was a little bit flirty, apparently has aspirations of some student-teacher interactions that nobody was interested in, and was subsequently essentially charmed. I want to say charmed, mesmerized, maybe the more accurate word. And you did a little looking around in her brain, and after, I think you did get a crit, if I recall correctly.
He crit something, yeah.
You found out that there was a memory overlap, essentially, where the memory of the kidnapping of the vampire kindred had been darkened out, removed, erased by this device that a gentleman had basically walked up to the group. Look at this, was wearing some funky glasses, and hit the button, and a spray went out into the group, and essentially the memory was rewritten. You weren't able to get any plate references off of the van, but it was generic I can't remember what I would call it a transit van. I don't know what you guys call it over there, but you guys get the transit over there, Ford transit vans? Or do you call them something different? Sprinters, maybe? It's
I'm just envisioning a big blocky van.
Yeah, it's not quite a big, not like a mover van, but like a workman van. Again, that might be different for you guys over there. I don't know.
Well, people use U-Hauls for just about anything.
Yeah, we used U-Hauls, which is just like a mover van, basically. Just empty in the back. You can put shit up on.
I never saw one when I was over there.
Okay.
Minivans.
My move is coming up.
Do you know what? It's basically a minivan, but without the seats in the back.
Ah, okay. More like an SUV type thing. Well, that's what, yeah.
Yeah, here you go. Well, when that GIF decides to load, that's a transit van for us. Okay.
Like an ice cream truck, almost.
Guess I'd click it. I like the Prime delivery stuff.
It's like the same shape as an ice cream truck.
Yeah, like the Prime delivery.
The delivery truck. Yeah, like a DHL or UPS or.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, not one of the slightly bigger ones, like the mid-sized ones, but a smaller, like, tradesman vehicle. Anyway.
It blends in literally everywhere.
It's the one the FBI use. Where they all sit
exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. It's trying to find something that crosses the oceanic divide between us. Yeah. So yeah, you didn't get any plates off of it. Just generic, dark green work van, essentially.
At least we know it's not Disney's or Amazon's or whoever.
Yes, no markings on it. Definitely not. You then decided, I think you all split.
I had to feed.
You split at that point. You hooked up with I think it was a dancer from the club.
Yeah, one of the clubs.
And managed to recover some of the vitae that you had to spend on your rent. And then it wasn't the following night, was it? It was the same night because you still had time. I believe you called Adrian and basically was like, yo.
Yeah. Lime called his sire, I think. And she had the number or something like that. That's how it worked? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think they were setting something up too. Maybe it was literally.
Part. Yeah. So you called your sire. Your sire's like, yeah, here's the number. And then you phoned Adrian, and he has agreed to entertain you at his mansion. A small mansion, but mansion.
His castle.
Yes. Get rid of those now. I'm just trying to make sure I've got all my stuff open in the right places. Okay, so I don't think there was anything missed. I'm pretty sure the plan was just to head over to the mansion from here. But before we get into that, first of all, give yourselves a beat. You will get a beat for being here.
Yeah. We need like a bell. We need a bell, like ding, ding, ding. Yeah, we all win.
If I'm not here and one of my aspirations still works, does that still apply?
What are you going for?
It was get a lead on the missing. No, that was from the one before. Never mind. That was from the session before we got a lead. Okay.
Okay. So if you completed that in the previous session, you definitely have pretty much got leads every session so far. So that was the next thing. Have you completed any aspirations in the previous session? If you have or haven't, either way, feel free to either replace the one you've completed with a new one, or you can get shot of one of your aspirations and replace it with a new one should you wish to.
Yeah, I was going to ask if an aspiration passes, you know it's not going to be fulfilled.
Yeah,
can we replace it?
You can just replace it,
yeah.
All right, and is anyone spending any XP on anything interesting? I think we had some expenditure last session.
Yeah, I bought the retainer necessary to have the 5-star driver.
Yes, you did. Okay.
Saving up for more resources.
Who got the beat for last time?
Is 1 XP a merit?
Yeah.
Adonis got the beat for last time, I think.
Certain ones. I think some of them take more than one. I think it's like one dot per.
A merit is 1 experience per dot. Yeah. Or a skill specialty.
I'm going to make a goal. Eventually, I want to make a goal. I'll have to calculate. That.
Oh, don't start.
We should get 3 goals. I'm just saying.
I mean, you can make a ghoul. Absolutely. But as Brad was saying, the use of it in terms of a merit would require you to have the.
That's fine. I just remember handing out merits in Werewolf. I think that's what you meant.
Oh, we did talk about that, didn't we?
I'm not the GM. That's why I asked last session, but it's okay. However you want to do it, I just want to know, so then I can plan. That's it.
As long as you don't take the piss with it, I don't mind. That's how.
I think I just want to know, because obviously Brad then doesn't need to spend his 1 XP on getting that driver because he went through the roleplay. Oh, he does, and I need to when I get mine.
Well, the driver isn't going to be a ghoul. I don't think. It's just a retained individual. I don't know if the intent is to make them a ghoul or not. But
inevitably.
Yeah, which is fine.
I'd argue that a ghoul is more merit worthy than a retainer.
Well, the retainers,
like, retainer then ghoul, surely.
The driver's a 5-dot driver, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah. So,
like, I think that should definitely something of that caliber should take the point, right?
Yeah, which is it's
effectively a magic item, right? So,
I'll just
so your ghoul's weak. I mean,
okay, yeah, that's fine. Yep, okay, that makes sense. Or you can use
if it's like in the background. I'm never going to use that person. Fine, but if I am going to use that person, then I'll.
Yeah, if they're active, that works. Okay, well, hashed out. Okay, so.
Zhang, I keep forgetting to ask this, but I'm one away from another experience. So how do I I'm only Invictus level 1, and because I could only be level 1. Is it like now I can go to level 2 that we started the campaign, or is it like I need to keep progressing before I can put another point into it?
My brain is saying that there's something to do with your potency.
Okay. Well, if there's something actual, I can just find out later. I was just more curious than anything. That's still a few sessions off.
Okay. I think my brain is saying it might be limited by your potency, but
okay. So that makes sense.
I think that's what it is, but I'll check it afterwards. If it's not going to happen straight away, then that makes sense.
No need to worry about it right now.
So, you guys basically were arranged, and organized to go visit Adrian Ward. I think you wanted to do it tonight, or are you wanting to do that tomorrow?
I mean,
it was about midnight, maybe just after.
We got time.
Yeah, you've got like 4 or 5 hours.
We do, but we are also going to want to ideally gain access to the club. I guess we'd go to the club tomorrow if he gives us access, assuming it closes at like 2 when normal clubs do. Let's just see if he'll let us in first, actually. So yeah, we'll go meet up with Mr. Ward there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So you will make your way over to Crone territory. Just a reminder, I'm going to try and move this little stupid tab thing. Oh,
it's listening. It's AI. It's evolving.
It's working for a change. Okay, so I can't remember where you last were, actually, you guys, or maybe we all spread out.
We were scattered, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, please. So the Ward's place is here, next to Rowan Park. Essentially, there's like a road that leads off, and then like a little park area off to the east side of it. But it is smack dab in the middle of Circle of the Crone territory. The closest tube station, assume you go by tube, is the Rowan Park tube station, which is conveniently not that far from Le Boheme, which is the place that you guys all seem to frequent, which is fine. And then, yep, his abode is... I have to zoom in a wee bit here, sorry guys. There we go. So he's got quite a fancy home. It is a large house / manor, and head on over. Arriving, there are some obvious signs of security, kind of just patrolling around the place, as you would expect from a particularly high-ranking individual. Although they appear to be somewhat casually dressed. Not suited and booted per se, but maybe very, very casual, hooded, cargo pants perhaps, like that kind of more thuggish vibes than professional. But you'll head on up and you'll be stopped at the door.
We are here to see Mr. Ward. I believe he's expecting us. My name is Wolfgang.
I'm low-key sizing up all of these thugs. Like, I could probably take them.
Yeah, I got the muscle with me this time.
Yeah,
Yay!
Yeah, they're definitely giving you. Which you Gangrel, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's quite fitting. Then. Yeah, they're definitely giving off, like, the more you look at them, they kind of have a little bit more feralness about them, we'll say. Maybe they're slightly more unkempt than you would expect, but they just give off the vibe that they might also be of the Gangrel persuasion. And you could possibly, like, just have that knowing. They're holding back the urge to sort of scrap at a moment's notice if given the opportunity, which is kind of what you'd expect. Gangrel are a little bit more feral than the other kindred.
Mm-hmm.
One of them will kind of hold his earpiece. Yeah, you can go in. Study's on the right. Don't touch anything else. It pisses him off.
I would never, of course. Walk in and...
Yeah, it's as you would kind of expect. There's a very grand kind of staircase in the middle of the hallway in front of you. Either side, there is some fancy and expensive looking art pieces. Some little, perhaps, what do you call them, like souvenirs, mementos, antiques, that kind of stuff, like on display. Signs of wealth, essentially. And there is a very obvious study, and you can hear someone sounding very frustrated in the study, talking to, well, you don't know, but they're shouting a little bit angrily at someone. The study doors are shut. They seem to be quite thick, heavy doors.
Is it a one-sided conversation, like he's shouting on the phone, or is there someone in the room with him?
You stop in to listen?
I mean, yeah. Try to, anyways. He said not touch anything. He didn't say not to listen. So.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get my spare sheet up.
Idea.
Okay, so perception is not a thing.
Right. We got investigation.
Yeah.
We got one in that. I don't know what the other
Why don't
thing
you
would
give
be,
me a... Yeah, fuck it. An intelligence or a wits plus investigation.
Let's go. Holy shit. Is that a crit?
Yep,
No, I said
5.
5.
Oh, okay. All right. Flirting with it.
That was a very nice roll.
Yeah, it was.
Two exploding
Yeah.
10s. Nice. Okay. So you listen in. It definitely does seem like it's a one-sided conversation, and he's basically going to be saying, I'm trying to debate which I should do it. Fuck it. He's going to be like, okay, you fucking find him. Apparently I'm supposed to be delivered some fucking note to go see this fucking Macbeth bitch, and I never seen or heard nothing about it. Makes matters worse. Some fucking dickhead's trying to rifle with me territory as well. Had some fucking Carthian cunt sign up on one of me businesses. Causing trouble with the local police. Just fucking deal with fucking deal with it.
We're gonna look to the group and be like, he is not a happy camper right now.
Well, it doesn't sound like our problem.
It's not.
Is it not? Did we not raise the problem? Is the
Pretty
problem
sure
that he's not
one of
bitching
those-
right now the one that we caused? I wasn't there, so I'm completely innocent, but
It doesn't have to be our problem. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't
It
sound like
might
a problem
be.
if you don't know about it.
You'll hear the sound of a throat clearing, and then footsteps heading towards the doors to the study, and they will swish open, or swish open, be abruptly kind of like parted, and slid open on the rollers, and this individual will be stood in the study. He will have pressed down his suit, and he is a particularly handsome individual. Perhaps not what you were expecting. He does have quite piercing blue eyes as well. Definitely striking looks too. Definitely.
Oh shit.
And he will look all of you up and down, pausing maybe slightly longer on Edith and the others, with a slight narrowing of the eyes, and then he'll step back and motion you into the study. It is a blend of traditional and modern. It has the trappings of an old kind of almost a smoking lounge. There are like some leather couches, very old-fashioned looking. There is a series of bookstands filled, and there again are trappings of wealth on display, signed memorabilia and very old sort of trinkets and whatnot that show that he's clearly worth some money. And then at the other end there is a very modern looking kind of office desk, standing desk, and expensive looking technology at the desk as well. So fancy computer, big screen you can see can kind of come down from one of the walls as well. Like there's a very harsh blend of the two. And he'll take a deep breath and motion you to the couches, the settees, the sofas, whatever we're calling them. Right, come in. Tell me what it
Thank
is
you.
that you want me to deal with for you. I'll be honest, I don't have much time, but...
Okay, well, we'll be direct. His is the Abyss, right? That's
Correct.
the club. Yeah. We have been tasked by the sheriff and the prince to investigate missing kindred and not the keeper. Who's the big man?
The big
Lily
guy?
Bell?
Lily
Lily
Bell,
Bell, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lily Bell has given us a few leads.
You
One
say
of them.
Lily Bell, he's gonna spit on the floor. That fat cunt he is.
That is. I think that's the second time we've had a reaction like that, haven't we? For Lily Bell, I think so. So
Yep.
yeah, great, wonderful. Yep. It basically pointed us to a few clubs. We've investigated most of the other ones. Now we'd like access to the Abyss. Heard we have to go through you though, which is why we're here.
He's gonna look you over. You're here on behalf of Macbeth. And the prince, obviously.
Yes.
I was a last minute addition since someone didn't show.
Yeah.
He's gonna give me a what? This is more of a perception. I think it's just wits and composure. I'm just gonna default wits composure for perception from now on. Okay. You can all roll me a wits composure.
We can all roll. I like rolling.
Me too. Gives you a chance to get that crit, get that beat,
Right.
Yep,
Or, botch.
or botch. Make
wits.
things even better.
Oh.
Go on, Edith, take it. Damn it, I got too many successes.
Too many. Our numbers are too strong.
Okay. Edith, do you wish to turn that into a crit?
I'll
fail?
turn it into a bot. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Get that beat.
Okay. For everyone else, you're going to notice that he doesn't seem best amused by this jib from Edith. But for Edith, he's he's going to stand up and kind of like stalk his way over towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again, Missy. You want to make something of it.
Make something of what?
We never got that fucking message. Or at
I wasn't
least,
aware.
the one giving it is not around anymore.
I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding. But
He'll put his finger up to you, like, to shush you. Implying that we deliberately did not wish to assist the prince with this matter does not look particularly kindly on us. Therefore could be seen as something of an insult that you be making at our expense.
Not my intention, but you were not the only one who didn't show.
You are the very model of a Ventru, my friend.
Make a manipulation and persuasion roll.
Is this when we find out that they learn that the priest is the most well-mannered Ventru around?
This is not great for me. Oh,
Wow.
good.
And he will kind of like, he'll look at you. You can see that he's clearly very pissed off. Like, generally pissed off. And he'll stop for a second and he'll go, who might that be that didn't turn up either? That kind of information hasn't been widely shared.
Through
Parthians.
my nose. Carthians? Yeah, Carthians. Carthians.
Carthian cunts, man. He's gonna take a deep breath.
I'm just going to facepalm that we gave information away for free because it hurts me to my very core.
And he's gonna step back. And I hate this that I'm about to say. I'm gonna just preface this because it's so cliched, but he's gonna turn around and go, I get a little bit angry sometimes. I'm Irish. Right. The only people be getting into my club are those that are part of me movement. Movement. Fucking Carthian movement. Part of me covenant. Are those with special permissions. Now, you might be working for the prince. Or, more specifically, Macbeth. I don't just be letting anybody into my club.
Is there a way for us to prove ourselves to you? We are worthy of getting into your club?
It'd be perfectly easy if one of you were on a mine.
But again, the letter got lost. And I'm not going to speak for the unaffiliated ones. It's up to them if they want to join. Alternatively, you could pick one of your members to join us.
Well, the church is always looking for more protectors. At least the library.
He's gonna look at you. You're like, you are dressed as a
Oh yeah,
in the
he advertises all the time.
He's gonna be he's gonna look you up and down and be like, no offense, father, but not exactly much for the shit here.
I'm very patient. It's okay. That does bring us back around to the problem.
Wolfgang, you can give me a persuasion roll. I mean that.
It's so weird not being the talky one. I'm having to hold back so much. I'm used to being a big mouth. In and out of character.
I don't often play a character that just stands in the background either.
Trust me, my next the charisma full blast. Let's go.
Top tier.
Okay. He's gonna look at you there, Wolfgang, and be like, could just assign somebody to you. That's a fair point. I'm a bit light on the ground at the moment. Got people looking into other matters.
This matter is becoming very urgent.
You see, the problem I've got is that Francis, he was Macbeth's contact within my group. I believe he was the one that might have received this invitation that we never ended up receiving. Incidentally, he's gone missing. As far as
I don't suppose Francis frequented the Abyss.
As far as I've been made aware, Francis received his invitation but just never got around to giving it to me for whatever reason. And now, I can't find the fucker anywhere. Make matters worse, I have a small issue of a territorial disagreement that seems to be brewing. Now you tell me that the Carthian... He kind of like pauses for a moment. He's like, the Carthian cunts didn't fucking show either.
Chaos.
Hardly have any faith in them to begin with, anyway.
We can try to assist you in... I mean, it seems like that's the direction we're going anyways, in finding this Francis. If you can point us in the right direction.
You look into his disappearance, figure out what happened to him. Consider your, as you say, unaffiliated, whichever amongst you that might be, looking into joining the movement. I can't stop saying movement. Carthian movement, Circle of the Crown, Covenant, the Covenant.
Where do we get an address or something?
I said that rock was made out of rocky material. You're alright.
Rock material. Yeah, that was right. That was great. That was a meme for a long time. I'd be like, he's got a place. My people have already given it a once over, but you're welcome to go give it a look over.
Great. Maybe we can find something. Sometimes it just takes a fresh pair of eyes.
I'll look into this other matter of, well, territorial aggression.
Let's hope it's not too serious.
What is the aggression by nature?
You
Out
can
of curiosity.
you can give me a persuasion roll there.
Which is persuasion and...
Manipulation. He'll pause for a moment, like, fuck it. It seems like someone's gone through the trouble of draining and dumping a body in me territory. Would usually not bother me too much, but the local authorities are looking into it. It's been marked as an animal attack, but the body was dumped in a dumpster near the place where they were killed. And there is some suspicious gang signs on the door. Whoever did it was a bit of a stupid fuck. Whatever possessed him to think that dumping a body in a dumpster is gonna look like a fucking animal attack. What they're gonna do? Pick him up with their fucking paws.
Humans are not intelligent.
Either way. Either someone's starting some shit or these Carthian fucks are trying to piss me off. he'll take a deep breath again. And like, anyway, that's for me to be fucking worrying about. You go find Francis. Here's his address. Let me know what you find, if anything. And if it comes up fruitful, then I'll consider letting you in. However, obviously, if one of you were a circle member, then you'd be able to get in without any trouble.
Do you have a pamphlet?
I have a fucking pamphlet.
A website? A place we can gather more information on such things?
Or what you want, a fucking library?
It would be useful, yes.
We don't quite work like that. But I tell you what, maybe I can write something on a leaf for you.
However you disperse your information. One does not simply join something without any information. I just want to say the urge to say write it on a fucking potato is right there, and I'm not doing it because that's not my character. But me wants to say it. Oh. I'm basically trying to say to him, you're asking us to join the Circle of the Croton, but for someone who doesn't know much about it, like a new vampire or whatever, how would they get that information?
I feel like that's something that Edith would be actively trying not to say herself. Write it on potato.
Yeah,
Chaos. Chaos quickly evolving into anarchy is what's going on. Is what it feels like.
He's gonna kind of like slow blink at you and then look to address the rest of you. We look to deal with things a little bit more naturally, ritualistically, if you will. We have deep ties and connections to nature. More of the animalistic sides of things certainly seem to flow better with us. We're not ashamed of moose.
We're not ashamed of
Can
moose
I find out what I know about their movement?
Sure.
Myself, can I do some?
Yeah.
History roll. I don't know. Is it a cult? I don't know. It's a vampire cult. Is that not
Every
a cult?
single one of
Politics.
these factions is a cult.
They are. It would be
Int and cult. I know that's what you want to say.
and yeah, I mean, int and occult or int and politics would work. If you have,
I only have city status. I don't have.
yeah, if you. God damn it!
That's scared.
What was that?
That was fucking loud. That was so loud.
I didn't realize it would be that loud. I'm sorry.
You said occult and what?
It was appropriate though.
Intelligent. Intelligent occult or politics, right?
Yeah, occult or politics plus int.
I'm mostly just interested in rolling so I can crit. That's it.
Oh, so close.
Oh shit.
Is this considered to be a church-based thing?
No, they're the pagans. They're the pagans.
Don't do it, Edith. You're not getting to a scene. Fuck you.
Okay, so yeah, you would know Father Green. I'll get to Professor in a second. Yeah, you essentially would know that they are the group that deals with paganism, witchcraft, that kind of stuff. They are they're very disliking or argumentative with the Lancea Sanctum Covenant. Generally speaking, like the views are somewhat opposed. There's a lot of friction there.
It's okay. All pagans become Catholic eventually.
Sure.
Willingly or not.
With regards to 4 successes, though, You will know that. I'll just give you a. It's not a crit, but it's close enough. So, the Circle of the Crone believe that a goddess, the Crone, essentially was cast out from all of the other gods and goddesses. Unsure why, but that's what they believe. Essentially, the figurehead is Mother Earth, Mother Nature, like that kind of viewpoint. They are heavy into the pagan stuff. They practice and celebrate a lot of Wiccan holidays. They also have a blood magic known as the Crake, something like that. Someone can correct me if I'm butchering it. There are some differences in beliefs depending on which circles or which city you're in, but that's often the case with pagan stuff. You know, you look at historical pagans from your point of view, like they all have similar beliefs, like they follow a similar vein, similar thread, but they're not quite the same. Look at, say, the Greeks or the Norse pantheons. Like there is a figurehead and there is gods that represent certain things. Like they have similarities, but they're not exactly the same. That's kind of how different it can be around the place. They are particularly appealing towards the gangrel, who are more bestial and in nature, and they're sometimes known as the acolytes or the Mother's Army, or if you want to piss them off, call them witches.
No, we're not quite at that. I'll just say something along the lines of, if anyone is interested, I'll make sure to educate them to the best of my knowledge.
Right, Char.
To that effect, would you at all be interested in a private conversation regarding territorial issues?
He's he'll look at you and be like, having a few problems, are you, Father?
I'm always having problems, and I always look for solutions.
Well, once I've dealt with this matter, if you can share your problems with me, I'll be sure to do what I can.
Understood. And I'll make sure that you're compensated appropriately for your efforts.
Transactional. I can get behind that, as long as you don't try any of that conversionist shite.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Okay. Anyway, here's Francis' address.
Take it. Well, we will get into that. You have a good night. I'm leaving.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My big old shit-eating grin on my face when I get out of that fucking door, though. Just, oh, that was fun. Like, okay.
As soon as he said the body dumped in a dumpster, I'm like, well, fucking Wolfgang, man. Although technically, I was the one that dumped it in the dumpster with Cora.
Cora killed him. Shit, like we're all guilty here.
I guess when we're out of earshot and we're away, like on the tube away, I'm going to turn to the rest of the group and go, "What happened?"
Were you not with them?
No,
he wasn't there. He had his
Right.
I just assume I was like gathering information so that, and then
Sure.
I might have heard about the scuffle, but kind of ignore it. And now I'm like,
Yeah, as soon as we were like far away, I would have been like, so it worked.
Yep. My information might have been lacking, but things are in play now, so let's see how it ends. I'm kind of interested to see where it'll go.
The body was Cora's first feeding.
True. I don't know if they'll be able to link it to her or not, but hopefully not. Either way, it's a problem for another time.
They're a bunch of witches, I'm sorry.
Bunch of. I don't like them.
No?
Not really.
The bestial nature of running around and humping trees, not into your liking?
Do I strike that for you?
Sometimes.
As someone like that?
Even
I
I
much prefer this.
occasionally go into the buff and rub myself against a tree. It is... Gotta try these things as a predator. I say really flatly.
Edith, you strike me as somebody who has experienced far more discipline than one who dances naked in the woods.
Yeah. Have you ever been
Upbringing.
interested in any of the clans?
Not in
Covenants.
particularly.
Would you like me to educate you on the clans at some point?
Not in particularly.
Very well.
I think Cora would be like, what are clans?
I will teach you when you have
Perhaps.
ears.
My turning was with the intent of starting a new clan, new covenant, and I have no intention of joining any of them.
There are benefits.
There are also
I don't want to be
downsides.
part of anyone's army. I just want to be myself.
You will find that the path to walk alone will be far more dangerous. But if you have the wits, resolve, and fortitude to resist it, those are the people who make and shake the world. But remember, they're very rare.
Here's a lot of talk. You'll find your way.
I'm fine as I am for now.
For now.
But if you ever do need information, the offer's there.
One thing you would definitely know is that once you join a covenant, it's very hard to no longer be part of or associated with, to the point where you may get hunted down if you try and jump ship. So you as people in covenants would know that to be able to pass that on.
Either way, you have plenty of time.
Many lifetimes, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
We don't stop whatever's going on. Any of us could be on the list.
Okay. So your address for Francis will take you to wow, it is a small place. It's just outside the hospital area actually, so it's only kind of like 2 stops on the tube. You'd get off at the London Metro station and then make your way over to an area just outside of the Invictus territory, so kind of around here. Close enough. You could have just probably walked from where you were, but it's fine. And it will be a somewhat lackluster property, residential block, where there's a series of apartments, maybe 5-6 stories high, like an old like mostly concrete kind of structure, like very, very old. They kind of mass produced these in like 50s, 60s kind of time period. They were cheap to put up, and living arrangements were a problem. His apartment will be in the basement of this particular block, as seems to be a not uncommon thing amongst your kind. Limited sunlight access is appropriate. And yeah, you will arrive. There doesn't seem to be many people around. It's quite late at night. Perhaps maybe a few drunk or drugged people kind of stumbling around in the alleyways, but other than that, not much going on. This is quite dramatic. Random. So let's go try this.
I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
Yeah, do you
before we
want?
start
Should we take a break
investigating
now?
this place? Yeah, I mean, we're
Yeah.
gonna
We can do that. We can take our mid-sesh break. I'm going to pop up the adverty stuff, but I don't actually need to go anywhere myself, so I'm going to hang out with chat for a bit. Hello, chat. How is it going?
Yeah.
See some new names. But you're right. Know your enemy. Being part of movement's good and all that. A movement. I keep saying movement. I can't get it out of my head. Covenant. Being part of a covenant does have its plus sides, but there's also some negatives to go with it. Hi, Rock. Please do take this opportunity, by the way, to do the usual YouTube platitudes. If you have yet to do so, feel free to like, subscribe, share where you think it might be relevant. If you think that there are individuals that would be interested in watching this kind of stuff. We do try to stream 3 times a week, on a Tuesday, a Friday, and a Sunday, although last week was a bit rough. We didn't get any games in over the weekend, so we need to get back on that. But yeah, I had a look at some of the stats earlier on, just before we went live. That might have been what messed up the original stream. Apparently, 98% of the people who watch our stuff are not subscribed. Can you believe that? How rude. How rude. But yeah, it does help. Oh, how are we doing though? We having a good day? I guess some of you guys it's mostly afternoon. It's getting a bit late here for us. It's been a bit of an odd day here.
Oh yeah.
Started off cold and windy, like icy wind. Thanks, I appreciate that. And then by midday, it was bright sunshine. And then by the time I had to go pick Lucy up from school at like 3 o'clock,
Winter is coming.
the sky was partially cloudy. no questions. Loyalty here, just reminders. It was weird. It was like bright blue skies, but there was patchy clouds, and I was getting this fine rain coming in almost horizontally. It was horrible. But
Legitimately, I question my own little loyalty sometimes. Just saying.
that's Scottish weather for you, though.
Last week was a lot of my fault for not being here.
Was it just you?
How dare you?
Yeah, but last week was a fun week for me. Lots of exciting
I wasn't
stuff.
feeling too hot on Friday, I think it was.
Gotcha.
Oh, I've got my interview on Tuesday, Zach.
This coming Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Not an examination one.
No, it's all over and done with.
Is this where you have to go and answer your citizen questions?
Yeah. Well,
So
kind of. Kinda. It's more of them just making sure that I'm real and that I'm not abusing anything, and then they'll go, "Yep, you can move and come live in the land of freedom." Quotation marks.
It's a joke, right?
And then I'm gonna go and I'll probably see Sass. To be fair.
Probably. I mean, you're going to be up here during Josh's birthday, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna be there for a while, so I'm sure we can meet up and
Nice.
do some double dates.
Still wondering what the fuck I want to do for my birthday this week.
Orange
get old.
chicken.
Oh, that does sound good. But I'm not going to cook my own birthday dinner. Screw that.
Go to beard sandwiches.
Beard sandwiches?
Two beards? Two beards.
Oh, okay.
It's a good place.
Is Chili's good?
Chili's?
When we picked up my dad from the airport up in Grand Rapids a couple weeks ago, we had stopped at a Cascade Roadhouse. Also really good.
Okay.
Roadhouse.
Johnny refuses to see me, despite the fact that I'll be like an hour away from him.
It's understandable.
It's fine.
Legitimately, yeah, it's understandable.
He's a solitary guy.
Can a man just be left alone in the
You
woods?
can.
That's,
You can.
that's all I ask.
I tried.
I think that's fair. Right, I do need to go now. I'm sorry. I know everyone's just got back, but it's a thing.
Well,
You guys can entertain the masses for a minute.
Masses? You mean mass?
You gotta go potty.
Singular mass.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, he didn't go to the bathroom when we did. So now
Okay.
he's going.
We're supposed to entertain the masses.
Yeah, you guys like graham crackers?
Always remember, chat,
I'd
that
be
you
in
have
the
the
mood for
capability
it.
of hitting like,
I
comment,
like-
and subscribe.
I like graham crackers.
I do enjoy a airplane Biscoff.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that.
Gotti.
I got to play in a murder mystery live event. That was so much fun.
That
Josh
does
was
sound-
the killer.
Sounds embarrassed. Did you know? Or did you
I
not
did
know?
not.
Was Josh really good at covering up?
He's theater history, so yeah, he was pretty good at it. Half the group still suspected him, but he played it really well.
I was working with bad facts.
That sounds horrible. That literally sounds like the worst thing I would ever do in my life. That sounds
It was
like
so much fun.
I am too anxious
Well, I
about
think-
those
I
sorts of
think you would
situations.
actually enjoy it.
It was a lot of fun.
They give
Maybe,
you
but
a
I'd
character, you play the character.
I'd have to bring out a different me for that one. I am not great in new situations.
No.
I
Comfort zone.
was
I say this
I
now moving
was-
countries, but my comfort zone I do not go out of.
No, we had one person in the group that was like really shy, and she like completely came out of the shell during the event. It was great.
Maybe if it was just friends and not strangers, I might be able to handle it a bit better.
I mean, we were all friends. It was the Harry Roll group, so all of them.
Sounds fun.
I was a social media influencer / animal activist who had experience being in jail. So
I was a murderer.
he was a murderer.
That was your title, your job title. Right, everyone, I'm the murderer. You got to guess who the murderer is.
I interrupted the entire investigation by protesting for animal rights. It was great.
I loved your character.
She was stupid.
How's your hardcore Curse of Strahd campaign going on? I caught one episode a couple of weeks ago.
We're almost done now. We gotta do.
A new character was just added when I watched.
Mm-hmm.
The Drow Lady.
Yep, I stole. Strahd took one of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna use her against them, which is great.
Classic.
Mm-hmm. But they're at the top of Argynvost now, and they're about to do a scrap, and then they're gonna take on Baba Lasagna, who is very strong. So we'll see. Well, they don't have to, but if they want that last level before going to Ravenloft, they have to beat her.
Baby Lasagna.
Yep. Who has power word kill?
Yeah.
Oof.
She killed 2 of our members last time when we played with Zhang last time.
Very strong.
I mean, if you have a group that has characters that have the highest HP under 100. I mean, wait, did I say that right?
I think
max
power word kill is.
Am I thinking of something else different? Yeah, it's like almost all the group that
it's
have
100
HP under that amount.
Are you looking forward to Vecna?
As a max HP.
I'm looking forward to Vecna.
I am, but I mean, it's so far away. We gotta do Fandelver and shit first, right?
Yeah, but we get to play with new. We're doing new.
I haven't done
Clock is
Fandelver.
2024, yeah.
I haven't done Fandelver in.
The 2024 is out now, so on the digital version.
So,
are they?
Yeah, the digital version's available.
So I can just look at the actual PDF.
Then I can look at that right now. Jesus, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have it then, because I pre-ordered.
Yeah, the digital version on D&D Beyond came out on the 3rd, I believe. It's been out a week.
Cool. Well, once I get some fucking time, I just beat Space Marine.
I'm going to say, have you played Space Marine? Because I beat it over the weekend, and fuck me, was that a good game.
Yeah, it was insane. What'd you play on?
Computer.
Okay, yeah, I played on PlayStation 5. A couple of rough spots to be expected, but yeah, I loved it. It was great.
It was very 40k.
It was ruthless. I was so... Like, we uploaded like 4 or 5 videos. Every one of them was like, don't even try, bro. Limited. Gore. Blood and gore. I've never, ever, in any other game, even Mortal Kombat, had blood and gore warnings. That's how crazy it is. But, yeah, it was a good game. And it's over. Really fast. Like, not...
It didn't feel... I don't feel like I wasted my money. And there is, obviously, multiplayer content and all that. Like... I think sometimes campaigns can be too long. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Because, like, being able to do that and now jump right into my actual work has been great. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and there's still multiplayer content to dip in there.
Was it not co-op campaign as well?
Yeah, I did co-op.
And they'll be releasing more classes as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're doing lots of stuff.
Saying I'm going to have to go mobile for just a little bit. I got to go pick up my father's dog for not pound, but doggy daycare. Mm-hmm. So I'll be listening.
Okay. All right. Let me flip things over to game screen again, so that we're not on the adverts.
But yeah, I liked Space Marine 2 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, supposedly I haven't played it yet. And I have avoided, like the plague, looking into anything to do with it, because I will try and get it at some point. But I've been told, or it's been stated, that it's essentially Helldivers 2, but on crack. Like,
I don't think it's anything like Helldivers, personally.
Like, the swarms can be as bad as Helldivers, definitely. But it's not, like...
The gameplay is very different.
No.
It's very...
It's like the first game. It's a lot like the first game.
It's very on railroad. It's very railroad.
Yeah, that's true. Helldivers is like big ass planets where you can go basically anywhere you want.
A bit more like Gears of War kind of style.
Yeah,
yes, that's very much Gears of War.
Then
as someone on Twitter said, a good Gears of War. Yeah.
I thought the first couple of Gears of War was good.
the first trilogy. The trilogy is always the best, right?
It's Gears of War without cover.
I use that fucking chainsword forever. Jetpack drop down, so fun. The only problem with that game is, much like the first game, it ain't ever going to be going on sale. that price point is stuck. Whatever it is, that's what it's gonna be. Like Black Friday, you lucky if you get $10 off. They never do sales on those Space Marine games.
Okay.
Anyway, we can play some vampire game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I be a vampire Space Marine?
Yeah, you can play Blood
yeah.
Angels.
Oh shit! All right.
That's their
Yeah, they're
thing.
basically vampires, aren't
Yeah, they suffer from a problem with their gene seed, which gives them the red thirst, which basically turns them into fucking blood crazed vampires. They lose their minds with it, go a little bit mad. They do have a character that has kind of come back from the madness, and he has fangs, like big pointy teeth.
Cool.
Mephiston? I think it's Mephiston. Either way, he's a psyker, and yeah, he very much has like Vladimir vibes. So yeah, you 100% can play a vampire. You can also play a werewolf by going Space Wolf.
If it exists, there's 40k of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a very big Warhammer nerd, as is Line.
I think you're slightly more because you actually paint. When I just get used to paint my shit, but yeah.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, you arrive at this abode, old, rundown. I mean, this place is upwards of 70, 80 years old. The architecture is definitely dated, and the structure, whilst intact, is certainly showing signs of its age. It's your sort of standard apartment block. You sort of walk in, a big old stairwell running down the middle, gives you access to the upper or the lower floors. There is a very old elevator as well, but you're going to fit maybe 2 or 3 people at most in this elevator, and it does not look trustworthy.
I'm good. I mean, we're vampires, but I'm looking to be squashed in a fucking elevator falling.
You're only going down a flight or 2 of stairs, right?
Yeah.
No big.
No biggie.
Okay. So you gain access. It's not difficult. The front door's not locked. Make your way down first flight of stairs. Down the second flight of stairs. You know, 2 floors under. There is a singular door on this floor, which would appear to be the one you're looking for. Little peephole in it.
We're going in.
Okay. I mean, the door is
You want to knock first?
the door is locked. Not that that's a huge problem.
Oh, we got Cora. We're good.
That's true. Let me just get Cora's sheet real quick.
She's got a pickpocket or some
She's
shit, right?
got
Literally,
some pick lock thing, yeah.
yeah. Literally says like, I can pick locks.
I mean, I can also try and pick the lock but if she's with us, I'll let her do it.
Yeah, I'm
Worst
just
comes to worst, I'll
assuming.
kick the fucking door down, so.
I'm just assuming you guys are.
We could also knock.
I mean, you could do that. Yep.
Okay. He's missing though. All right.
Right, you might have a partner.
Knock, knock, knock.
There is indeed no answer.
It was worth a try.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I had some sort of power to make a noise come from the other side of the door, I might have done that.
Right, let's have a look here.
I cast Thermitage.
Oh god, she's got so many dots in this. Okay.
Like barter.
Sake. I don't ever remember pressing numlock on my keyboard, yet for some reason it seems to be that every now and then it just goes off. Yeah, she'll be able to pick the lock without too much of a problem. And there will be some resistance, however, as you push the door open. Not enough to stop you, but there is some resistance, and you'll push it open, and there is a small flood of water will come trickling out the door, maybe about an inch or so.
So we all die instantly because it's running water and we're vampires.
No.
20 acid damage.
As we established in the session 0, that trope is bullshit. But yeah, you can make your way in. The entire floor essentially is flooded.
Well, I reckon I'd go see if it's coming from here or above.
Okay.
Go to the bathroom and
Yeah,
Some
in the bathroom, there essentially is a tap running in the sink. The sink is blocked, and water has just continued to come out the tap. No one has been in to sort of turn it off. You can kind of go look around the apartment. The water doesn't just seem to be going out the front door, though. You do notice that it kind of blows a little bit towards one of the back rooms in the apartment.
follow the flow. See where it goes. Someone set something up here, obviously.
Okay.
Does it smell off in here at all? Like, what does it smell like in here? Yeah.
That's fair.
Will do.
Yeah, there will be a heavy smell of damp. Is almost overwhelming smell of damp. But that would make sense. The whole place has been flooded, right? So, but I guess you could give me an investigation if you're looking to deliberately kind of sniff stuff out. And what would we be looking at?
I can have a look around.
Like a composure, maybe? Like, steady yourself, let's have a good sniff.
Oh my God.
Investigation, I can do that.
I want to do it because it's composure. Yeah. Okay. Hold your ground and sniff. Get the stank. Here we go.
Is this an everyone roll or one person?
Yeah,
roll?
if you want to have a sniff, you can roll.
Composure investigation.
Why
That's
not?
water.
I had to refresh. Roll 20.
I would like to elect to do a botch.
But you do?
Investigation -3.
Okay.
Oh, it's not doing right. Wait, my investigation isn't -3. Oh, I accidentally took out all my investigation points. I will reroll.
Oh no.
That was really bizarre. I don't know why I did. I must have clicked on the wrong.
Yeah.
I will reroll. Yes!
Bro.
I would like to elect to do a botch.
Excellent. Okay. Well, give yourself a beat.
I need them beats.
Yeah, you do. I know what you mean, man.
So for everyone apart from the professor, you definitely get that kind of damp, nasty smell in the air. Like this place has been underwater for. Let me just double check. for I'd say maybe 3-4 days. Is kind of the vibe you're getting. So somewhat recent. How long have you guys been? How many days in are we now? You got the invitation 4 days ago.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think we're on like night 4. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll say 4 days. About four days. And you're also picking up some very faint, musty smells as well. Like that don't quite fit with the place that you're in. Like the apartment's somewhat like the furniture's newish. The stank kind of fits more with maybe something that's decades old or older. But it's difficult to pinpoint. Professor, with your dramatic failure, you will be sniffing out and following the sort of the flow of the water into the back room, and you'll see that it's kind of running. There's like a crack almost in at the wall where it meets the floor in this room towards the back, and that seems like where the water is just kind of not pouring down, but it seems to be kind of like you can hear it trickling away into this space, and maybe you get a bit closer to investigate and the floor will just give way.
Oh, can you swim, Professor?
About to find out.
We'll take a point of bashing damage as you fall down into a very old, very musty room. There is what appears to be like a pretty solid chair, kind of if you think of it like an electric chair, that kind of vibe. It does have straps around the ankles, around the neck, and around where the wrists would be, or clasps that you can sort of put someone into. And there is a large there's a door on the other side with kind of like a small window with that kind of veiny metal stuff through the glass. You can kind of see just beyond it there is a series of cabinets in this other room, glass fronted and frosty. It would appear that room is a cold room. But yeah, you will find yourself in essentially what is a torture chamber, a torture room. There are implements arranged on a nearby table, and there is another door that would apparently lead elsewhere.
I appear to have found something.
He fell into that room.
He fell into this room, yes.
Oh, cool.
Brilliant, Professor. Good job.
We all have our moments.
Intentional, right?
I wish it was so, but no, it would seem my nose led me afoul. But these things happen as an adventurer.
Yep. How far down is this room?
Well, it doesn't fit the same kind of dimensions that you are currently in, so it doesn't fit the construction essentially of this place. Looks like it might have been maybe added another time, but it's maybe 8 feet down.
Okay. What's like on a scale of 1 to 10? How good is our climbing as vampires?
Oh, you'll be able to jump down, no problem. It's just he
Okay,
was
great.
caught unawares and ended up landing on his ass.
Sure. I'll hop on down then.
Bashing damage is nothing, by the way.
Yeah.
Really quick, what was the source of the water?
The sink.
Ah,
It was blocked off by something, which I want to check when we leave. But
Oh.
for now, fuck it.
Yeah, I'll hop down into the torture room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Down into the torture room. Sure.
it's not a huge room, but yeah, there's enough room for all of you to get down here, and there is a chair. There is a table nearby, which does have a sink as well, but it's all quite sterile looking, though it looks as though it hasn't been touched for a while. The only disturbance would be the professor's recent entry into the room and the water that has been leaking into this room from above.
Did you say there was a fridge?
There's a cold room, yeah.
Huh.
Essentially would be like a walk-in fridge, yes.
I will open it.
Okay. It will, again, have some resistance to it, but like it hasn't been opened for a long time, but it does have that kind of like, as you open it, like the clasp and the seal will let out a waft of cold air, and inside you will find 8 cabinets littered around the room. They're all frosted up though, so you can't really see exactly what's inside just yet.
Well,
Okay then.
I'll open a couple out of
do
curiosity.
like discoveries.
You do like discoveries.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in this room and look around. Naturally, I'm probably gonna get trapped in this room. Okay, these things happen.
Do they?
I trusted one of you is at least an ally enough to let me out.
Technically,
Sure.
I can climb walls, so yeah.
Okay, well you're unaffiliated, so we'll go along those lines.
Just to
You can go
confirm,
too.
there was another door in the torture room, not just the
Oh.
the freeze, not just
okay.
the cold room. There was another door.
Well, I would like to investigate the cold room, please.
That's fine.
Yeah, you can go too, Edith. I'll let you out too.
Yeah, I already jumped down, so yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Me and the father and Cora will wait here.
Yeah, no worries. All right. So
Monitoring.
in the cold room, pick one of these cabinets at random to have a look at.
Okay.
Wipe away some of the frosting as best you can, and inside you will find or see a head.
Oh boy.
I'm assuming that doesn't shock me, cause
I mean,
but
yeah, you're a vampire. Like, you see dead things all the
Oh.
time.
he seems to have a collection. Are they all full of heads?
You both have a quick look around, and yes, there are in total 8 heads.
Just intact heads that have been severed off.
Are you opening one of the cabinets to have a look at?
Sure.
Okay. You pick one at random. And inside is the head of what at once may have been quite a charismatic and charming looking individual. Very, very sculpted features, chiseled features on the face. Now sunken and very, very, very old looking.
Human?
Finish. The head itself appears to be intact, minus the body. However, what appears to be trailing from the head is the spinal cord, which is wrapped around a heart, and then what's left is tucked inside the mouth of this head. Would appear that it's a kindred's head.
That's really bad, isn't it? Like on a scale, my character would react because with it being a kindred, that would be like, oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
that's pretty bad.
someone's killing kindred, right? Do I recognize the face?
How long have you been in the city?
I have city status 1.
Okay. How long have you been in the city?
About 30 to 40 years.
Okay. You can give me a. Yeah, you can use your city. I'm looking for a history roll, essentially.
Okay, I do have history as a specialty.
Okay.
But it's academics, so I don't know.
Edith wouldn't have even like wiped off the conversation. She would have just flat out opened one of the cabinets and like
Okay.
straight on, full on heads just there. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So, give me an intelligence plus history plus any specializations you feel are relevant.
Sorry, history was my specialization. It's not actually a history one, it's academics, which I don't think...
Okay.
Maybe politics, if
politics.
it's like other vampires?
Yeah, it would be politics then.
Okay.
Plus city status, I'll let you have your...
Okay. I was more thinking it might be one of the recent ones, but it's fine. All right. There it goes.
You do see a lot of students.
So, you would recognize this individual as someone who was a member of the prince's court around
Brilliant.
15 years ago. An individual called Marcus Valerius.
And this is in the basement of one of the
Eggs. Crones.
Crones people.
In the basement of Francis's.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. I'm immediately just going to ring the sheriff. I don't even know what else to do at this point.
Okay, well, before you do that,
That's fine.
Yeah.
I won't.
That's
I
your
will hold
instinct
fire.
to yeah, that's fine.
Can I roll a luck roll to see if I recognize one?
Sure.
It's all it would be is a luck roll.
Really question.
Yes.
Am I lucky?
Professor,
Nope.
I'd obviously
Oh,
tell
that-
others as well that they
Can
probably
you
should refuse.
Hang
Oh, I
on.
have
Brad's
to
trying to
make
say
sure.
something, but he's on mobile.
Right, sorry.
Professor, can you confirm that they are indeed dead, or are they sustained through some occultic means?
I will confirm.
So
Magic's real.
let's see some rolls. What are we gonna get for like it's medicine?
There is medicine. There is medicine.
Yeah, let's get a medicine.
Intelligent medicine. Let's...
Yeah, that sounds good.
Go. Looks like we've done a medicine roll even in werewolf. Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Well, it is a kindred, or what's left of a kindred. It would appear this head is in torpor.
Because of the heart. Yeah, it's frozen. I'm going to put it back in and close it. Bees are in torpor.
I can wake somebody up from torpor. I can't fix the fact they're missing their meat.
This might not be what I'm thinking it is then. So I will go along another lines of going, these may be volunteers.
At this point, these all need mercy killings.
They can grow back.
You can give me
Like a sheriff or something.
an investigation roll.
Yeah, we do not kill a member of the prince's court. That's not how that works.
There are ways to fix this.
They can grow back. This might be actually full-on voluntary stuff.
I
here.
agree. This might be something they wanted to do.
They're very strange. The witches.
Then what is this exactly? Saving space? This doesn't feel
Perhaps
right.
just a safe way to stay out of the way whilst you're in torpor.
With a
some
torture
sort of weird-
chamber and then right there.
That's probably just a surgical chair for them to do the removal. Trust me, I've done thousands of procedures like this. Not exactly like this, but I've used chairs like that before.
I will strongly encourage that we do not jump to conclusions where there are more things in this world than we can possibly anticipate.
Exactly.
Right
However,
now,
I'm very glad they're not dead.
Mhm.
That means we're not dealing with a worse problem than I thought we would.
Right. That's yeah. Yes.
Still think we should inform someone, however.
I think the sheriff's the right call, but
The sheriff or a seneschal, one of the two.
What are you doing in the other room, by the way? Or is this conversation just happening?
No, I mean after you mentioned that it was like one of the prince's court, then like I'm interested now. And also the door hasn't closed, so I'm assuming it's not actually trapped. So I'm
Let's not. I will leave when they want to go in.
Okay, sure.
Um,
The way I see it, we can tell the sheriff, or we can tell Mr. Ward, see if he'd be indebted to us. But if we tell him, and this isn't what we think it is, and it is actually something bad, he's just going to try and cover it up. Vice versa, sheriff would probably off Mr. Ward, which won't be as fun, but
tell no one at all and keep this between ourselves.
we could do that. Could always use it when
In fact,
it suits us. We can just use it when it suits us. This is valuable information.
This is a secret, and I will give myself some aspiration point.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to do this, and if you want to take some time, we're going to have to move them because with the hole in the floor and the water pouring out, eventually mortal utility companies will come here.
That's
I
fine.
have a
However,
vault at the library. We can store them as relics in a safe place until you all decide if you want to let the sheriff know or Mr. Ward know. But we cannot let humans find these heads.
No, definitely. I don't think we should do anything yet. Definitely need to sort this out before we leave, however. But if we're going to inform someone else, we should inform them post-haste.
Do I need to call the driver with the van?
And I'm going to go and look in the other room.
okay. To go through the door that leads out of the torture room, and it will lead you to another small chamber, which has it has a ladder that leads up and out of this room, but on the far side of the room that you walk into, there is a small maybe an altar would be the best description for it. Very primitive looking, but there are, upon closer inspection, signs that there's bits of flesh have been used here. Odd, kind of almost arcane looking symbols have been drawn in viscera, blood. Parts of what you can assume are the kindred in the other room have essentially been used here for... Well, you know what? You can make a roll. Give me I'm gonna say what, an occult roll?
Doing them occult rolls, bros.
Yeah, give me
everybody?
an occult. Well, if the description is being shared, yes.
Yeah, sorry, just so I'm not doing everything on my own, I will come in and go, there appears to be some sort of altar in this room.
There is also a bureau desk, or some might call it a credenza, apparently. There's a fancy word for it.
Hell yeah, it is. What is this? I gotta Google
It
it.
begins with a C. Credenza.
Credenza? Credenza.
Yeah. Oh,
I presume this does not fall under church,
Google
right?
heard me.
Why 4, not 5?
Hang on.
Do you know what I mean?
I heard the word altar.
Credenza. Yes, it is not like anything you have seen.
Okay.
You can make your rolls, and we'll see where we get from.
Lime, you're gonna have to relax a little bit, dude. You've been rolling so high, you're doomed.
Oh.
I rolled a 0 before.
It did tend to botch, yeah.
Can I make that a botch? Like a crit fail.
You want to crit fail this? Excellent.
Mhm.
Okay.
She is the
something-
Claymore.
So are
No.
you just having a think, but in the frozen room, just so I'm clear as to where you are when you're making these rolls? Are you still looking at the heads, or are you now in the other room?
I'm like staring at the heads and listening in the background to him talking about an altar and stuff like that. The heads still have me perplexed because I've been in torpor and this shit didn't happen to me.
Okay, we'll put a pin in the crit fail for now. Everyone else got a success that was rolling though.
Yeah, I'm not rolling. I'm good. I'm still in the
Okay.
other room.
Right. So yeah, this is definitely what you would consider research into blood magic of some kind, but it's not any kind that you would directly know about. It doesn't fall into Kurak, it does not fall into Theban sorcery, and it does not fall into the other one. What's the other one? Fuck.
Coils.
Coils?
Coils of the Dragon?
Yeah, basically it doesn't fall into the ones from the church, from the pagans, or from the research bookworms. Doesn't fit into any of those. I think it's just blood magic that you get as Ordo, right? I don't think it has a special name. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't know.
Well, Order Dracul. It's called Coils of the Dragon.
Is there spellcasting called coils? Is that
There is no like spell. It's
like the blood magic stuff? They don't have a Kurek or Theban. I thought they did, but anyway, either way, it doesn't fall into one of those three categories.
okay.
It's definitely something outside of that, and as a result, it is definitely something that is bad. You might call it like illegal research, which is a grey area for Ordo Dracul, by the way, because
Especially me.
there's a lot of stuff that the Ordo Dracul get up to behind closed doors that is bad, but is okay because it's part of their coils research. And
Yeah, I'm in a bit of a weird situation here because I think my character would want to actually just tell his Order of Dracul lot about this discovery, but he's with the others.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, this is definitely what you might describe as grisly, illegal research, but research in the wrong kind of blood.
We would
magic.
earn a lot of favour if we told that guy about this.
There is also some broken alchemical kind of glassware, and sort of little bits of parchment around. You got, what was it, 4 successes and 2 successes? Yeah, so these are some of the writings on here predate like druidic runes. So this is old shit. Now, the bureau. Does anyone look into the? I say bureau. It's just a fucking desk, right? It's a desk which has drawers.
Brad, do you want to investigate anything? Or I don't want to take all the.
Sass took a crit fail, right?
Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute.
I'm gonna call for the van, the food pantry van with specialty. We're gonna have some perishable goods that need to stay cool.
I don't think we should move these at all. I don't think we should touch any of this.
Why not?
I will go check the desk if nobody in that room is going to check the
As soon as we
desk.
disturb this, we could put ourselves in a lot of hot water.
Agreed. I think we need to stay here and decide who we are telling.
now what we're
Yes,
doing.
exactly. Which is why we should check the desk and see if there's any more information.
Okay,
Once we have all the information we can make our choice. Because
I will.
now we have 3 options, so we'll see what's going on. Yeah, I'll just basically pour over the desk and
Okay.
see what I can find. Not really.
I'll help him.
Okay.
Thanks.
Right. Do your.
If there's any locks, we'll call Cora in.
You can give me a perception roll, Professor.
What was that again? Sorry.
We just got it wits composure.
Wits composure.
Until I know otherwise, that's what I'm calling it.
There you go, you
Okay.
get an extra dice.
So you get an extra dice on your roll there, Wolfgang, when you do the same.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like perception checks. I got 6 die naturally in that. And I'll still only get 1 success, but
It's fine. You will find in the lower drawer is locked, but you'll be able to rough it a little bit, and it won't take much, but it will give. And inside you will find one of those. They're kind of old school now, but they're like a filing cabinet sort of drawer where you pull it out and it's got loads of those V-shaped kind of card kind of slots where you put the information in, and they have like the labels, the little headers on them. There are 8 folders, and each of them has a different name on them.
Okay. I think that's pretty obvious what that might be then.
Yeah, I can give you the names if you want them straight up.
No, I'm going to read the shit out of all of that, man.
Okay.
I just want to confirm.
I'm going to be sat there immediately going,
I just want to confirm the name of the guy that we have identified in that room matches one of these files. That's all I really care about.
well, there's more than one person in that room. That's the...
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Right, right. We're both assuming the same thing. I just want to confirm it.
So one of the
His
names
name
is
should be
I know-
here.
I know that guy's name then, so I will try and find it.
One of the
Okay,
names
very
is
good.
M. Valerius. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna leave that to the professor then, because that seems more his. Like I don't know how to do any of this shit. So
If these are
information.
dossiers on vampires, this is like gold for me. This is
Right.
like...
I want you to
Meanwhile,
distill it for me. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Okay.
in the frozen room,
Oh no,
No.
I'm out of there now too. Shit.
I swear to God, sir.
you're kind of still in the
She's a
room.
strong girl. She's not a smart girl.
There will be a very light thud from one of the cabinets.
Oh hell, I'm gonna go open up that cabinet.
Just gonna straight up go over, open it.
Yeah, she ain't got no fear, so
Okay. Inside,
more of a what the fuck is this?
there is a obviously another head. There is a very, very kind of like large, almost like, I don't want to say like Neanderthal features, but very almost Neanderthal features, like very, very large, heavy set brow. If you think like Sabretooth from either the Deadpool film or kind of like, with like the heavy set brow and those kind of features, long hair and a beard, but again, the spinal cord wrapped around the heart, except the bit that was stuck in the mouth has been propelled out and has hit against the glass, and one of the eyes remains shut. The other is bloodshot, and it's kind of like the eye has been left. If you left it out in the sun a little bit too long, it's kind of dried up and looks really rough. But the pupil is fixated on you.
You're awake. Guys,
The mouth will barely move, but everything is very, very cold and dry.
Yes.
One is awake.
On my way. Superhero landing.
Professor, I recommend you keep reading through that. See
Oh,
if we
yeah.
can-
I don't even answer you. I'm enthralled.
Okay, great. Yep, great. I'll go over there as well. Neanderthal, like old as shit Neanderthal. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. Just,
Okay,
just
okay.
Heavy set features.
Just unfortunate features.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like,
This
That's
might
rough.
sound a bit. This might sound a bit harsh, but you know Edge, right, from WWE. He's kind of got very
He does.
right.
Yeah, I
Do you
know
what
exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
I mean?
Edge used to be one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
But he does have that kind of that old.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fucking. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Big forehead, big chin. Yep.
Right. Yep.
That's how it
There
goes.
So yeah. And the eye will do its best to sort of follow you if you move around, but yeah, this thing is awake.
Okay.
Top
I
down.
am so sorry for the state you're in.
Yeah, Edith, you went in a torpor, right? How did?
I've been in torpor. I had my entire body intact during.
Right. Can't really do much to help this guy, can we? This individual.
Can help. Yes.
How can you help?
Are we having any trouble getting down?
No, you'll be able to jump down. It was only because he
Yeah.
botched that he fell on his ass.
Yeah, I was in mid-transit during that.
Sorry.
We're vampires. We can jump like fuck.
Yeah, he basically said we can jump up and down, no problem.
Yeah. Like usually you
Right.
guys are pretty agile and stuff, but the floor literally just caved in under him. So
Pull out the Crimson Rosary and head that way.
you gonna feed him?
Yes.
Yep.
I can feed him one dot without risking any form of bonding from the reliquary. After that, it will have to spend some time apart so that way we don't form a bond.
That's fine. Yeah.
But we'll make sure that he has some actual vampire vitae so that way he's not going to perish.
Yep, that's fine. Well, yeah, you'll feed him a point of vitae.
Nice.
Obviously, make sure to mark that.
Yeah, I'll take one out. I got 5 dots on it right now.
And you kind of will see the features not fully return to life per se, but there will be some more definition. The skin will kind of look less dried, and certainly the eye will kind of get a bit more life to it. The vitae is enough to bring it back enough to talk. And initially it will be a very dry, kind of scratchy voice that comes from the head. Chopped off. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to think. How do you talk without lungs to push the air out?
yeah, well,
The same way
We're
people play the
vampires.
didgeridoo.
you
We
don't
don't
breathe,
breathe,
so yeah, like the same. Yeah, I don't know how mechanically they do that, but
Magic.
yeah, it's vampire, right?
We're vampires. That's the
It
only.
blinks in Morse code.
It's the same as it's magic in D&D. We're vampires.
Right.
Yeah. That's it.
And he will kind of almost snarl at you. You're one of them.
What? One of who?
And he'll kind of like pause and slow blink and put me here.
No, we found you here. We want to get you safe. We want to get you back home.
So I was right. None of this was willing.
The head will kind of or the eyes will look at you. Do not choose this.
What's your name? How did you end up like this?
Kind of, there'll be like a very confused look on the face, on the features for a moment, and then he will say, Drake.
What was his name?
Drake.
Which one's Drake?
Long hair.
The one that we just talked to?
The
Yeah.
one that's talking is called Drake, yeah.
Sorry. I thought
You-
Drake put him here, that's what.
I'm gonna like yell that out the thing to the professor. Like,
We've got superhero. in
okay,
here.
okay, good. Yeah, just making
Yeah,
sure.
you hear Drake, and sure enough, there's an S.
Check
Drake
that file. Yep.
file.
Yeah, I'll immediately begin reading that file.
Okay. So, essentially, the files are a collection of notes of what little information could be gleaned from the heads during their interrogation. The notes on Samuel Drake date back to 1955.
Nice. He old.
He's been here for 80 years. Best part.
Drake, just to make sure, we want to get you out of here. We want to get you to a safe place. If you start fading, let me know. Understand, I do not wish to commit vinculum on you and bond you, so there is some risk for me to keep feeding you like this. But I also want to keep you alive. I say in air quotations. It's time to
Are
figure
you-
out what to do.
Are you part of a covenant?
He will again, he'll look like it looks as though he's struggling to remember things. You were in torpor, you remember it, that things are definitely sluggish when you've been asleep. I mean, he's been asleep for 80 years, so you know it's going to take him a while. But he will kind of like frown and say, Invictus. Mary is Prince.
Still
My
is.
Prince.
Yeah, who's Invictus out of us? Sorry, is that you?
Me.
Yeah.
That's 2 Invictus here then. Because the other one, that
Uh,
Lime identified as Invictus, right?
You
Or as in the court, sorry. It
Yeah.
wasn't-
Yeah, I guess I
It was
just
in the
assumed
court,
it was
yeah.
Invictus because of being in the court.
I'm now in agreement with the father. We should probably move these.
I've already got the van on the way.
But do we know how to move them safely? That's my biggest worry.
Between his medical and my occult, we should be able to get them out of here.
I'm concerned whoever did this may return.
I have 5 more beads. How many heads are there?
there are 8 heads in
8
total.
So I've got 5 doses where we're not draining ourselves in case they start to quote unquote flatline.
Okay.
I almost feel like
Do
we
any
know
of the
what they're
notes
for.
say about any of their clans?
Clan Gangrel for Samuel.
Are any of them? Do any of them name their orders?
Covenants.
Covenant?
Covenant, sorry.
Yeah, so he was part of the Invictus.
Are any of them part of Draco?
I'm just double checking them.
Oh, he actually has them. Impressed.
What?
I'm impressed you have them.
I have all 8. Yeah, they all like. So for each of them, I've got a. They've all got a clan, a description, a background, and essentially if they provided any intel to their interrogator. So I'm just double checking.
I'm a quick read, by the way, so I want to get all the information, just FYI, because that's like juicy.
So I mean, they all appear to have been either part of or associated with the Invictus.
So they're
Right.
uniformly Invictus.
They are all different clans. Samuel
But
is
Invictus.
Gangrel, yeah. In fact, Samuel was a hound. He held position of hound.
So we're about to get a great deal of boons with the Invictus and the Prince because this guy was the Hound of the Prince previously. Am I not understanding this correct?
Unless they put them there.
Then let's find out. I will bite the bullet because none of us would want to be in their position. So I'm willing to put some politics aside.
No, I'm all about moving them and making them safe.
Let's do that.
I'm
Fans on the way.
And then, yeah, we can inform the Prince if you want. That's...
How do we go about transporting them safely?
Doc and I will handle a lot of the specialties when it comes down to making sure they're staying, quote unquote, alive. Edith, I think you're going to be best riding shotgun with the driver. And Wolfgang, he's Invictus. He can help keep them calm if they wake up.
I will... oh, God, how do I tell you guys the secret without telling you guys the secret? I'll explain that my blood has special qualities and feeding him can be dangerous.
Okay.
From my blood.
So I've got, like I said, I've got 5 doses, and I'm also full up myself. But this rosary is from my blood. I can't dose the same person twice without risking verniculum of some kind.
I would be willing to give it a point, ma'am.
Outstanding. That's one volunteer in the event it comes to it. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. I want to keep you alive, healthy, and full.
If it's an emergency, I can.
Outstanding.
I have enough to spare for the rest if we need to.
So between your beads and us, I think we have it covered. For
We
all
should
of
be
us.
fine.
And I have some herds back at the library. Plus, it is there as a reliquary.
So that's the plan, then, I guess, Sang, is once I've read all this information and his van's arrived, and we don't get disturbed by the thing that's going to disturb us, we'll like to try and put these guys safely in the back of a van.
Specifically for cold storage of perishable food.
Yeah, hire a cold freezer van. Great idea.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that you would have, like, you know, vans that are used for transporting blood bags and things like that would make sense.
We do blood drives at the church.
Yeah. Before his eyes are going to start to sort of flutter a little bit, and he will begin to show signs that he's going to fade back into torpor. But he will whisper to... Who's the closest? Edith's the closest one. He will whisper 7.
I didn't hear that.
It was a whisper, yeah.
I mean, you did yourself.
7.
7.
And then his eyes will kind of like close, and if he if they breathed, he would breathe out, but he doesn't. He's just...
Do we keep them in torpor until we reach it?
As long as he's not dying. If he
Um,
starts to
record-
crumble,
Edith
off
does seem genuinely concerned for these.
if he starts to crumble, let us know.
I mean, I think it's ace that you can keep a vampire alive like that, and I'm like,
interesting. Yes. What experiments can we have? So the notes, just to very quickly summarize the notes, we'll go through them in some kind of order. So Marcus Valerius was your original head that you were looking at. He is of Clan Deva, and he was the Harpy. It looks as though the notes for him were around the time of 2015, and the information you glean from his notes is that he wasn't of much use directly himself. However, he gave up somebody else, someone called Gabriella.
God, it's so juicy.
in order to save his own skin. But what little good that did him, apparently. There is, as you sort of
Mate,
flick
as a
through-
maquette, this shit is just secrets about. I'm not even going to tell the rest of them. I might tell them like the clans and the names, but all this other shit, it's going straight in my head.
Well, there is a G Santiago, Gabriella, clan maquette, and yeah, she's of a Spanish persuasion. She was something of a spy, and basically was looking into the disappearance of her predecessor, Nathaniel, and was basically trying to find out what was going on with these people who were going missing. Now, Wolfgang,
Yeah.
you've heard nothing of these disappearances or the investigation of these disappearances. So the fact that members of the prince's court have been going missing has been kept very quiet, which makes sense because it's a sign of weakness, essentially.
Right.
And that's not cool. Speaking of Nathaniel was also a spy. However, the notes basically say that Nathaniel Gray, or N. Gray, was something of a spy and information broker. He was known for uncovering, he was a maquette as well, uncovering hidden secrets and truths, but he had a particular knack for being able to kind of go unnoticed and gather critical information, and he was a particularly valuable operative for the Invictus. But he was captured in 1985. Very few secrets were able to be removed from him, divulged. He was stubborn to the last. And loyal, it would seem.
Good.
Another Deva, V. Ashcroft, Victoria. Stunningly beautiful woman, as you would expect from a Deva. She was a harpy within Mary's court, specializing in debts and favors owed, essentially keeping tabs on and calling in said favors. She was captured in 1975. She was particularly adept at navigating the various complex social hierarchies of kindred society, always with an eye on furthering her own ambitions within the Invictus, but that's pretty par for the course for that covenant. Samuel Drake, he was a hound, essentially a foot soldier for working under the sheriffs. So muscle, but still a member of the court, recognized, not just like you guys. Like, he had a rank, so he was still a step up. But what are you guys called? Noviate? I can't remember what the name is. Noviates, possibly.
Novites.
Yeah, something like that.
Neophytes as well.
Neophytes, yeah.
What was the name of that?
Which one?
What was the
Sorry.
name of that last one? I didn't catch it.
Victoria Ashcroft.
Oh, got her.
Isabella Ferrara. Oh. Hello? Why are you not properly clicking, mouse? Please don't be on the way out. That would not be
This is
fun.
tricky.
Next name. I know this is a bit of an info dump, but it's all potentially useful. She is. She was.
I mean, yeah.
A master of Elysium. Now that's a pretty.
I'm just going to read out names to them guys, just so they know.
Okay.
In character, I'm just reading out names, and that they're Invictus, and that's kind of where I'll keep.
She is Ventru. and she came from wealth. She was embraced for her strategic mind, leadership qualities, skilled diplomat, negotiator. She was Master of Elysium and was captured in 1965. Master of Elysium is essentially they manage the safe spaces, so the Elysium spots,
Okay.
but there are also certain times and events that take place that they are responsible for. But yeah, essentially they are in charge of the safe places where vampires or kindred can converge, and
They also
mediate.
responsible for keeping tally of all the debt.
Yes. The harpies can pick up some of that as well, but yeah, they manage that too. There's only a couple more. Reginald Thorne, with an E. He was Nosferatu, particularly gruesome figure with a particularly menacing aura. You'll notice that his skin is mottled, his eyes are very sunken, giving him a very terrifying appearance. He, however, was a particularly cunning and resourceful individual, information gatherer, and again a manipulator, as most kindred are. He was captured in 95, and he was the sheriff prior to Macbeth's appointment.
Oh, I remember him. Oh no, what?
wow.
I was turned early 2000.
Last but not least, Eleanor Devereaux. She was Miquette. She was a scholar and an occultist, very much interested in the secrets of kindred and supernatural world. She was a particularly valuable asset for the Invictus, and she was captured in 2005. She had been investigating ways to try and locate the missing kindred, but was captured essentially as part of her own research into the matter.
Great, so all these people were captured whilst investigating them going missing.
Not all of them,
And
but
we're investigating,
some
and we're
of them.
here also. Yeah, I want to get out of here.
Yeah, hands on the way. The amount of political power here is terrifying.
Yeah, Wolfgang,
Um,
what do you want us to do?
So
Wolfgang, what do you want us to do with all this? They're your clansmen.
Moving them sounds like a good suggestion. Then contacting the prince.
So,
Out of here is where I would like them to go.
so we'll
If you guys can move them safely.
Yeah, we're going to get them to the Library of St. Thomas Aquinas. We have staff there which handle reliquary and staff there which actually are skilled phlebotomists. We can keep these people
Yeah.
safe. I'm on my honor
But
as a
can-
Ventru. No politics. You
Sure.
gotta take care of your people.
it's worth
Okay.
noting, as I said earlier on, there's a few things of note. One, obviously this is bad juju. This is not a good thing to be associated with, a part of, or any of that shit. You probably are right to get the fuck away from here. Two, all of the information regarding these kindred and their disappearances are being heavily covered up by the prince, the higher ups within
Yeah, that's the problem with going to one of the other clans.
within the prince's court. So they do not want the knowledge of these people missing being spread elsewhere. Like, that's a safe assumption. And yes, it's a safe assumption that if any other clans or covenants, start to get a hold of this information, then that's political leverage and can lead to very bad things. So simply being aware of this stuff could be putting your lives in, like, are you valuable enough to not be just snuffed out? Like, is probably the concern that you might have if you're thinking about it a little bit politically. Also, 7 is another thing.
Yeah, I
Is
would
that
have.
double?
Now that the exposition's over,
That
I will
sounds like
turn to the
puzzle.
others. Fine. Do any of you know what the word 7 means?
7 is biblically the number of completion.
Good movie.
I would like to add to the pile of possibilities. We keep this entirely secret, and vampires are known to recover even lost limbs. If given time, and provided there's nothing preventing their bodies from regenerating over time, we bring them back and let them handle their own business. It is a possibility. I'm just making sure you're aware of all the options.
I'm not super political, but the favors this will earn me, I can't deny. I can't hide these.
It would be
I will have to report these.
Yeah, that's also another thing. Like, cha-ching.
In fact, I'm thinking I'll cash in twice after we move.
In regards to the prince, if she finds out that we knew about it and we haven't told
right,
her.
we are done. Yep, that's true as well.
So we'll move them. We'll get them safe in the sacristy. We'll
Yes.
get them stabilized.
Sorry, what's the sacristy? Is that
It is part of my library, the safe place. It is where
that your library or your people's
It's mine.
Right, okay, because I just making sure it wasn't like, I forgot your order's name, sorry. It wasn't like their thing, because we're just taking it to the...
If we were taking it to the sanctum, we'd be going to the lighthouse. We're not going to the lighthouse, we're going to my library.
Okay.
You need to make sure that it is only essential personnel then.
I'll call ahead.
Even then, there's no guarantee they'll all be safe.
The phlebotomy team and the Scarlet Sister, because the Scarlet Sister is the one that runs the show.
Okay.
The phlebotomy team, so that way we have enough hands to keep these fuckers alive.
Hey, I'm with you. But
Okay.
I'm not the prince or the sheriff, so like,
Now, how do are we contacting the sheriff or the prince?
I
'Cause that has its
do
own...
you have a
I'd rather
direct?
go straight to the head.
Does anybody have a contact to the prince? Because I do not. I can contact the sheriff. I'm assuming nobody has a contact to the prince here.
I could ask Viv if she knows how to contact the prince specifically.
You putting Viv in danger?
I would just ask that single question. Won't tell any information otherwise.
Well, the sheriff's venture is...
She's my clan, or my.
So, you probably know her best. Like, would you
Right.
go to her with this?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, then.
Then
But again,
your
I want to
plan
be
will support
clear.
for this.
I want to be clear. I am doing this to get some favors. All right.
Obviously.
Okay. Just to be clear.
We
And-
can help vampires and gain favor.
Great. Wonderful. So then once we get
They
them
might
into
kill
the,
me for this, but I'll win.
they might. But if I have to cash in my favors to keep you alive, I will do so.
Oh, that would be appreciated and returned.
Because even if I cash in the favor,
I may be Maquette. I can keep my mouth shut.
wonderful.
I may be Maquette, but secrets are my jam. It's like, yeah. I mean, that's
Heaven.
true, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Charlotte kept a lot of secrets.
You have an advanced occultist right there in that box. If I don't get a chance to talk to her at some point, I'll be very cross.
I believe that is
Well-
fair.
That's the plan then, I guess, Mr. Storyteller. We'll wait for a van and take it to this library place and then contact the sheriff.
there is one other piece of information, which is
Oh, and the number 7 is if that's a puzzle, I'd like to work that out.
Yeah, so, well, that
Part of
adds
the puzzle.
one other thing. So, we'll deal with the
The block
7 thing
ST4.
first. So, you can roll me an int plus occult plus anything relating to history.
True.
Or
Okay.
you can give me an int plus politics plus anything relating to history. You're all welcome to do this, but you'll be doing it with a -2.
So I will give you a luck roll.
You can spend a point of willpower for 3 extra if you want,
-2.
with a -2. Yep.
I don't want to spend willpower on really.
Alright. So
Yes.
don't suppose empathy would be applied to any of this.
I've got to subtract that last die. I'm down by 1. I miscalculated. Which that last die was a 6.
I will spend willpower just because the math's easy for me
That's
to put
called-
+1.
Can I rub some willpower on that?
If you want to spend
Oh.
willpower, you can. Yep.
3 die?
Yep.
One, two. D10s. 1, 2, 3.
Can I drink my own blood to get willpower?
Two. So that gives you a crit.
Spend a
there,
willpower,
actually.
so that gives me.
Takes me to crit.
3.
Keep forgetting about willpower. I gotta remember that shit.
I think you can also spend, if I'm not mistaken, and I can't remember the specific circumstances, but you can also spend vitae or 2 more die.
It's like
in
physical, I think,
Yeah,
only
I
though.
think so.
Physical related stuff, yeah.
If you want some more willpower, you can drink my blood, but that comes with its own.
Well, now-
yeah, modifier
Yeah.
of 1. Okay,
You've mentioned it's special at this point, so.
no.
Okay. Well,
It's got boosting
you've got a success plus a crit success. So, for the singular success, 7 isn't the word 7 isn't necessarily familiar, but you recall, who was it that rolled the 1 success? So as a professor, you recall the symbology, the Roman numerals of 7, which is VII. And that is that's a rumor. That's a myth. That's the 7 aren't real, right? They're kind of just like a kindred boogeyman, where there's supposed to be this covenant that hunt other vampires, basically vampires that kill vampires. With a critical success, you perhaps in your library have stumbled across references to the 7, or as they're sometimes referred to as the betrayed or the sleepers. The 7, again, limited information, but the most compelling rumor or myth is that they are the descendants of an ancient enmity between a king and a group of kindred. A bargain was struck, and the kindred ultimately betrayed the king. The king had 7 sons. All 7 sons became kindred themselves, and their descendants hunt other kindred in an effort to seek vengeance, essentially, against those they feel betrayed them. That's the theory, anyway.
Is this kind of information considered to be dangerous and or protected?
Oh, anything relating to 7 is, again, something that is kept very, 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 very safe and not spread about. They are essentially they are a boogeyman within vampire society. They are a myth, a legend, and revealing information about the 7, like concrete information about the 7, would potentially cause political upheaval within vampire society.
I will quietly relate this information to my group, including the caveat of the danger that it comes with, and I will ask for nothing in payment, thus satisfying Dirge.
Get your willpower point.
Nom 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 nom. What was that line? Huh?
Plus, give me a investigation roll there, Wolfgang, please.
I think my guy might have an erection. It's too much information.
Spend a point of vitae to give myself blush so that I can have a... Yeah, okay.
That's right, preacher. That's right, preacher. Keep talking.
Is it wits investigation? What is it?
Then
You
you can to give myself a Woody.
can...
What? 'Cause I don't have a 7. 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 'Cause I don't have a 7.
That's what blush does, amongst other things, right? It allows you to perform. Essentially, is that
Mhm.
I
blush
know.
of life?
I know.
Sorry. Investigation. You can give me a. What are we looking for? We're looking for wits, intelligence, I would say, plus investigation.
Okay.
Or if you just want to do a perception, then it would be wits, composure.
I always want to do that because it's 6 compared to fucking 4.
Okay. You can do it
Let's
as a
go.
perception. That would be fine. Brad, make sure you restore your willpower point.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Boom.
It is noticeably absent. It is definitely not here. So it would be a safe assumption that Francis had the invite on their person. And if they were captured,
Right, yeah.
then any information on the invite would be...
Would be with him.
This is his place, though.
Right, yeah. I mean, I assumed maybe it was an offshot, but now
No, this suggests he's involved.
Yeah, I agree he is involved, but there's something I wanted to... yeah, now I got
Eyes on the shadows.
the ladder, if you are using that to climb up, will lead to essentially a false wall that looks like a door, but the wall essentially, if you force it, it will take a little bit of shoving, will rip down the wallpaper in the room, revealing the way in. So, to give you that in a different way, the false wall has been papered over and has clearly not been touched in some time.
Okay.
So these guys have been in Tobor for a while. Even just after moved. Okay.
I hope I gave you the dates. But I can
You did,
give
but I
them-
haven't told him anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just know names and that they're part
Sorry.
of the...
Yep.
I don't mind
Victus.
when he mentions that. I'll probably say, "Oh, he did mention that I think they've been in there over 50 years." Some of these.
I try very hard not to bid a game.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm just trying to be.
So remember, you're in
Okay.
2030 right now. You're slightly in the
I'll
future.
just say some of these guys have been here over 30 years.
Okay.
And
Mm.
the oldest one was 55. Yeah, 1955.
Wolfgang, is there any particular right or anything I need to know about having Invictus in my own personal haven? I don't want to offend them. These are old school vampires.
I'll be honest. Normally, no, but like you just said, they're old school, and you know, old school got different rules. So
So I will.
I can't help you there.
That's fine. If you're the Invictus, I'm gonna have them in my haven. I will hope that you will act as envoy.
They should act as good guests, but yes, I will intervene if I have to.
Okay. I will make sure the driver is on an active call on my Nokia 3220 and my old school Bluetooth.
Yep. It's worth noting, in answer to that question, one of the traditions of New London is that a kindred's haven is their own. Violation of a haven is the same as a violation of Elysium, and Elysium is supposed to be considered sacred, i.e. a haven is a safe space. That is one of the domain laws that everyone should
So
be aware
we
of.
are satisfied then. We're good.
When was
People break the rules, but that's the laws of the land.
Obviously.
So, yeah.
when was the last
Most recent.
person put in here? The most recent.
So literally, they go roughly every 10 years just to keep it
Mhm.
easy.
2005.
And I think it was 2015.
What do we?
If
what
you
year
ask
are we
me
in?
that, I'll tell you. I'll say 2000.
Yeah. Well, you said you're giving dates, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll ask you. What? And we're in 2030.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, so we're late.
Do we know how long Francis has lived at this location?
No. You know that
He
these
moved in.
buildings were around in the 50s, 60s ish.
Yeah.
Which would fit. The oldest one is 1955.
I'm both excited and terrified at the same time.
Yeah.
I know, right?
It's,
There's a lot.
one
There's
of
a
those
lot of
future-
potential.
It's that scaroused condition.
Yeah. Yep. Very nervous.
Well, I think that might be a good place to put a pin in things this evening. Assuming that you're going to gather the heads up, escort them to your blood ambulance, your refrigerated vehicle, and then head to your safe haven, the library.
Yes, the library. And we're going to have minimal staff there, but
Before we dive, actually, I am going to ask the group. I'm going to hold up my phone and be like, I'm going to call Mr. Ward and tell him what's about to happen. Because no doubt he's about to face some sort of inquisition.
please do not contact anybody until they are secured.
Okay, fine. Once they're secured, I'm going to let him know because he's about to face something.
The last
What are you
thing I
gonna tell
want
them?
is I don't want a Brinks truck to knock us off our course.
Fair enough. I'm going to tell him that one of his loyal soldiers has been basically stealing or capturing and harvesting kindred, and that the sheriff's probably going to be coming knocking soon.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Let's also set a ground rule that we don't say where they are until we
no.
have things confirmed.
Oh no, we're going to call the prince, or we're going to call the sheriff first.
Yeah, because the first moment they find out where we're taking the heads is that place is going to get attacked. They're going to take all the boons. No, we found them. We kept them from this crazy Ventru. So let's make sure we do this the right way. I realize that you're grown adults. You are a highly intelligent individual, but I am doing this because I am Ventru, and I am very nervous. Trying to take control of things helps me stay calm.
Lead the way.
Let's go.
I just imagine Cora in all of this going like, what the actual fuck is going on?
Yeah.
All right. I think we'll put a pin in things there. That seems like a good spot to me. I'm going to move over to the intermission stuff. There is lots going on. Apologies, note taker. That's
They got political real quick.
Sass over there, her pen is just smoking.
She's going to have to
What was
learn
that?
shorthand. Like,
Yeah. She's like one of those court
No.
people.
yeah.
Edith is more worried about the actual condition of the kindred as opposed to any of the
Do we need
political
to feed
shit.
them blood?
Only one
Well,
woke up, right? Only one woke up?
Regardless of the circumstances, we're going to have trained phlebotomists actually setting it up to ensure that they stay sustained. I do not want these fuckers dying on my property.
No, I meant on the way there.
The blood's there
They've
just in case
been
they start.
in stasis for this long already.
Yeah, they should be fine. I'm just back there in the event the worst should happen. Like somebody rolls up with an M2 machine gun and starts hosing us.
And torpor doesn't mean death. It just
Yeah, it
You
means
you have to be
sure,
very
like-
careful with the organs as we're transporting them. No spinal breakage, although that don't sever the heart from the
You don't
spinal
want to.
cord.
Yeah, it's the cord that you want to keep safe and the heart. Like,
Fun.
And hopefully over time they'll get back up and then they can handle their own shit or, whatever we
Is
decide
this
to
gonna be some Deadpool bullshit where they'll have little baby bodies on a head?
That's up to Zhang. I know that vampires they'll bleed off tattoos. They'll re-go all their hair in a night. I've seen them.
yeah, the regen's pretty strong under the right circumstances. I don't know how strong it'd have to be for the full body, but I'll figure that out for next week.
Oh, if we need to make hermetic coffins and then submerge these guys in blood, we can handle that.
It might just be like substitute bodies or something. I don't know. We'll see. Might be the easy.
It's good for the skin.
But that's going to be it for today's game. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us in the chat. As before, if you've yet to do so, please do the usual YouTube platitudes, like, share, and subscribe if you have yet to do so. Yeah, that was a really fun session. I enjoyed that. Lots of revelations, lots of deep knowledge gained, and lots of shit going on. So our next game should be on Friday, which is the continuation of our hardcore Out of the Abyss campaign. Yeah, we look forward to seeing you there. Until then, please do take it easy, and as always, if it's easy, take it twice.